Big O Show. This is the 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 Big O Show.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4, like a 2024 Corolla LE, $19,975. Need credit? If you earn at least $500 a week, we want to say you're approved at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place to get our biggest discount on a 2024 Acura. Take up to $10,000 off. $10,000 off at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 Acura dealer in the USA.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Oh, that is sweet. Now make sure the audio is good because I'm flying solo right now. Sean is off today, so I'm putting it all together by myself here. So I just want to make sure we good. I just want to make sure before I start rambling and start talking and all that. Okay, all right, we good. Audio is good. Yeah, baby. You know what? Trump should have hired the Canes because they know how to drain the swamp. Anyway, all right, welcome aboard. Yes, sir. Oh, I love it. 4117. Oh, man, that was beautiful. This was a performance that gives you confidence. Because for 2 years, you kind of lack confidence. There's some stuff we'll get into, but not perfect. But overall, they look prepared. They look confident. They're talented. Cam Ward is everything. I mean, him and the Tiamaliava? Is that the name of the kid? Nico Tiamaliava from Tennessee. It was like Cam Ward and him, like next week when they say Heisman leaders. I know I'm jumping way ahead of myself here, but the guy played like a Heisman Trophy winner today. That's exactly what he played like. He was calm, cool. I love the fact that he runs and then he says, "No, you're not hitting me, bro. I'm gonna check out right here." He's not stupid. He's not gonna put a shoulder in. Now he'll take some chances with the football. Okay, and you saw he'll throw across his body a couple of times, but he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker because overall he's going to make more good plays than bad plays. The interception was all on him. Excuse me there. The interception was all on him. So, whatever, man. Shit happens. I mean, I'm not going to freak out because people make mistakes. I make mistakes every day, and I drive my wife crazy with them. So I'm far from being perfect myself. The kid played fantastic. New offense, new team, new league, 90,000 people on the road. The guy was awesome. 26 of 35 for 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the interception. Oh, and by the way, he also ran 3 times for 33 yards too. So he can run, but he's not a runner. And by the way, that's kind of what I want to see from Tua. Oh, there's open field, nobody's open. Let me take the 7 yards. Let me take the 10 yards. Let me take the 4 yards. Run right out of bounds. That's it. That's what you do. You saw Mertz, right? Well, he had to get a first down, so I kind of get it, but you don't want to take on contact. You just don't want to do that. But you solved your quarterback issue. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Jesus Christ, this kid was awesome. Damian Martinez, it's great to see the Fletcher kid back too. He looks strong. Martinez looks like a freaking monster. Restrepo was an absolute stud today. He helped move the chains. That extra play where he got like 40 yards. The yak play, that was absolutely fantastic. It was a backbreaker, had 7 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Arroyo, the tight ends, involved in all of this. Isaiah Horton, 4 for 70. The Lofton kid involved. Obviously, you get the Cam McCormick kid in the first half. Great story, 9 years. I mean, Cam McCormick, we had a 48-year-old player score for the Canes today. I mean, this guy is awesome. He has a voter's registration card and an AARP card, and he's still playing in college. I mean, 9-year plan. I know it's a painful one because he's had a lot of injuries. I'm kind of making light of it, but 9 years of frats and college girls and all. Hey, there's something not so bad about that. I'm just saying. Does he have like 8 degrees at this point? He's been there for 9 years, right? He should be a doctor teaching in the medical department at this point, right? I think that's what McCormick's doing right now, right? It's something like that. Is McCormick the oldest surgeon also in the Canes hospital? Not only is he catching passes, not only has he been in college football since they had leather helmets, but he's also the most experienced surgeon that they have there in Coral Gables. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a great story. It's a great story. It's a fantastic story. Ro liked it, huh? Ro, that was a great line. I don't give a shit about the politics. I don't care about either side, but right? One guy says he was going to drain the swamp, but really, it's the Canes. The Canes know how to drain the swamp. That's what happened here. They drained the damn swamp. Did you see them all leaving and scattering like you turned on lights and roaches were running away? It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a fun feeling to have. Okay. By the way, you can support the show by smashing the hell out of the like button, please. Okay. And of course, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. You can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation and send your comments, your insults, your compliments, whatever it is. But we thank you. Visit our amazing sponsors like Caneswear. Manny Navarro is set to join us in a little bit. He's in the locker rooms working right now, so we'll talk about the game and we'll get his thoughts. He by the way, he predicted that they would win by 2 touchdowns. He said they would win by 2 scores. Okay, all right. And props to Sean. He had a lot of confidence. Me, I'm just kind of, Mario had me a little, he has me questioned, So I'm glad he was able to do this and dominate. I mean, see, the thing about this performance is that you needed it. It's 20 plus years of suffering now. And we're all kind of tired of watching one screw up after another, one bad coach after another. And Mario's coaching did not look good the first 2 years. So you can't start this season off with a loss at Florida. It just would hurt too much. And then it would bring back all the memories of everything else that's happened the last 2 years with him. And that's what you cannot have. You cannot, that cannot happen. And his team, we kept hearing about how great the recruits are. We kept hearing about how good this class is. And now we're starting to see it. And that's what you needed. That's what I needed. That's what the nation needed. I mean, what was the storyline? Both these coaches need this badly. Excuse me. While Napier is more on the hot seat because he ended the season on 4 straight losses. Now 5, picking up from this year. Mario wasn't on any kind of hot seat because, but he can't have another crappy season. Excuse me. I don't know. I still have the cold. He can't have the crappy season that he had. And here's the thing. Okay. Let me show you something, which is super important in this entire equation. Okay. This is why this game was so important. Winning this game against Florida, and let me make sure I'm taking this off here. Okay, winning this game against Florida, you got Florida A&M next. You played like this at Florida, there won't be a struggle against Florida A&M. Ball State shouldn't be a struggle. USF shouldn't be a struggle. Vatech at Hard Rock shouldn't be a struggle. You should beat Cal if you can beat Florida. You should beat Louisville if you can beat Florida. Did you watch Florida State? You can probably beat them, and you're at Hard Rock. You got Duke, very winnable. You think they're going to get some revenge in this game? Any idea? Any thoughts? You think they kind of marked that shit on the schedule? You think that maybe Mario Cristobal wants to make sure that, hey, that was fluke, what I did last year, and they're gonna hand them an ass kicking. You got Wake Forest and Syracuse. They're all winnable games. This was the toughest game on your and I know it's not a great Florida team, so I'm not gonna play up Florida, but playing on the road 90,000 with a bunch of new guys that haven't played with each other. This was awesome. And they're not going to have another challenge like this for the rest of the season. For the remainder of the season, they will not have a more tougher challenge than what they just had here. And by the way, you could go to Caneswear, use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off online or in person. Okay? Caneswear.com online. And if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. If you go in person to 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Let me get here to the chat board a second. By the way, True Fin Fan, I see his number 1 in there. Super chat. Man of 1,005 holds. The U has found their quarterback. Cam has arrived. Yes, he has. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Manny J. Snow. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, Big O, the QB is good. See you next week in Miami. I'll be there for the opener. Awesome, Manny J. Snow. Appreciate you. God's Child, thank you for chiming in, giving us some love on the super chat. Is it me or does Ward have great pocket? He's a quarterback. See, God's Child, that's where this is where I sometimes have a problem with certain guys. And you see, it's really consistent with me, right? I don't give a shit if you're Josh Allen. I don't care if you're Lamar Jackson. I don't care if you're Michael Vick. None of this. Jalen Hurts. None of that ever. Can you win from the pocket? Do you need your legs in order to be successful? And so in my eyes, if you have to have your legs in order to win the game, then you're not a quarterback. You're an athlete playing quarterback. But for me, quarterbacks have to win the game 95% of the time from the pocket. Manipulate it, roll out, slide, whatever you have to do to sometimes buy yourself a fraction of time, God's Child. But if your option is first read, then run, I'm afraid of they have no championships, as you've noticed. None of them win anything, pretty much. The guys that win are the guys that can stay in the pocket. And when they run, it's because they had no choice. It's not because it was designed. Not because it was part of the option of the play, which a lot of them have that. That's not how Pat will kill you with his legs, but only if he has to, if he has no choice. Steve Young was like that. He ran like crazy, suffered a bunch of injuries and concussions, and Bill Walsh told him, everybody knows you can run, but you got to stay in the pocket in order to live and play the next game and play the next series and play the next year and all those kind of things. And he learned to stay in the pocket, and he ends up winning a title. So you've got to be able to win from the pocket. Cam is a pocket quarterback that has mobility. You saw a play where he rolled back like 30 yards and calm, cool, and collective, and then just aired it out because he knew he was under control the entire time. And if he couldn't see anything going, he knew that guy wasn't going to catch up to him, so he was just going to get rid of it. He's not he'll run a couple times, 3 for 33, but he's not looking to run all the time. He'd rather pass from the pocket. And that's why. That's what I like. He'll sidearm it. He'll move around. He'll do whatever he has to do in order to make the play. He'll buy himself some time and roll. You saw that today. He's a quarterback. He's not an athlete playing quarterback. That's Josh Allen. That's Lamar Jackson. That's Michael Vick. That's Randall Cunningham. That's Jalen Hurts. That's all these cats, the ones that don't have any titles. They're the ones that have to run in order to be successful. I have a problem with those guys. They're never really accurate enough to stay in the pocket because there are games where you got to just stay in the pocket. Can they make passes occasionally from the pocket? Yeah. Can they live from the pocket? None of them can. None of them can. All those guys I mentioned, if they don't use their legs, they are not successful. 99% of the time. Is there a freak game every once in a while that they stayed in the pocket and they barely ran? Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's outliers exist in everything in life, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Did you watch the Sky and the Fever? They suck shooting, the Sky. Did you watch them in the first quarter last night?
They hit everything in sight. And then after they looked in the mirror and they go, hey, wait, the Chicago Sky, we can't hit anything. We're back to our offense. Okay, then let's go. You see what I'm saying? So there's outliers to it all. Michael Vick's going to have a day that he's just going to be fantastic, and so is Lamar Jackson, and so is Josh Allen. But all of them, nine out of 10 times, they're going to have to use their legs in order to succeed. Cam Ward doesn't have to. Cam Ward's a real quarterback, and that's what I like. I like those kind of guys. Those are my kind of guys. Now, if you can add athleticism on top of it, that you can run like Mahomes. He runs like Mahomes. That he runs when there's no choice. Okay, it's broken down. You left me 10 yards in front. You know what I'm going to take? You saw how he took those 10 yards or 12 yards, and then he walked right out of bounds, like calmly. I love that, dude. I love that. That's an intelligent person. That's a quarterback, not an athlete that wants to, oh my God, I got to break some tackles and spin off and all that bullshit, which is what those kind of guys that I talked about, some of them, not all of them, try to do that kind of stuff. Because all of a sudden you think you're a running back at the moment. No, dude, you're a quarterback, go out of bounds. Love that about Cam. Love that. Love that. And his interception doesn't come from stupidity. It comes from effort. So I can live with that because you're going to make a mistake. Stupidity is when you're doing it over and over again. Over and over and over again. You're a Hassan Whiteside and you don't stay for the damn pick and you don't stand there. You barely put the pick and you're already flashing to the hoop because you want to go get a rebound or something because you're undisciplined. That's what I'm talking about. You know, that kind of stuff. And just incredible discipline by the kid. I really like what I saw, and in the worst environment and he's going to be in the entire year. He barely knows his guys. He just started in a new offense, in a new town, in the worst environment that he's going to have all year. What environment from here on out can he have that is worse than what he went through? And the entire time, Jesse Palmer was dying for him to have problems with the audio, with the sound. Well, it seems like 90,000 haven't gotten to Cam yet. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, Mr. Obvious. So at the beginning of the game, well, Cam Ward's played out west and he's played in some decent games, but he's never been in this atmosphere. Well, he told all of us that, I was telling my wife this, the great players, the ones that they feed off this, they're not afraid of that kind of stuff. And that's how the Canes used to be. They used to go to Oklahoma and Nebraska and Florida and Florida State and Michigan and Ohio State, and they would beat all of them. And they would go to Texas and have a shootout. By the way, I got this hat at Caneswear. You can get this, and they've got 100 different hats. I might be exaggerating slightly, might be 70. I don't know. They got over 100 different shirts. They got jerseys and bar signs and classic jackets, classic Hurricane jackets and all that. So check it out, man. They're at Canes. And they got stuff for the Heat, the Marlins, the Panthers, the Dolphins. So all kinds of stuff too. So check it out there at Canes and use our code BIG010. They will definitely take care of you. Let me go through some of the questions here you guys may have. Overall, let's see. Restrepo's a freaking stud year after year. Yeah, he's as steady as they get. He's not an explosive guy and all that, but he's tough as nails, and you want him on your team. He's like a 3 or 4 in a normal wide receiving core. But here, he has to step up and play a bigger role. But I got to say, man, the Horton kid played well today. Colby ended up getting a touchdown, so it was cool to see the other guys. It was great to see the tight ends, getting involved, and the running backs, and the offensive line was just absolutely awesome. Oscar Rojas, yes. I will get to that. That'll be for Monday's show. But you know what we should do? we should give the Canes a victory cigar. Ocala Joe says, oh, coño. My daughters are sad, but I'm not. Hey, man, somebody was going to be sad, bro. You know? What are you going to do, Ocala Joe? Somebody was going to be sad. Jeff in Long Island says, can you say blowout Frankie Fresco? Yeah, that Sean and Frankie Fresco, that should be entertaining on Monday. Where is Frankie Fresco? On the chat board. Oh, why? He's not on the chat board? Yeah, we know what? I haven't seen him yet. Dig'em Snack says, I was hearing all summer how the Gators are quietly putting together a pretty good team. Perhaps not, but this isn't a Gators bad thing. This is a Canes good thing. And I would have to go with you, Dig'em Snacks, that the Canes are just better, period. Better. Josh is looking for Frankie also. Coach AJ is in. Horn Dog is in. Bring on Florida A&M, says Josh. Magic City Enterprise says, always good to beat down those stinking Gators. It was sweet, man. It was sweet. Cidola in the house. Alex Palenzuela. Mike Suarez. Are we back? Listen, here's the interesting part about all of this. They're not necessarily back yet because it's only one game, right? We can't say back. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Did you watch Clemson today? And Dabo Ignorant Sweeney, who thinks that NIL is not that important and you don't need it and all that crap, and he's going to pay the price. And he's lost coach. He's lost a lot, and people have talked about him losing that momentum of the program. It looks like it. I don't believe in ukulele in Florida State. Miami looks like the best team in the ACC. So as far as I'm concerned, if you take care of business from here on out, I expect the Canes to be in the ACC championship. And if you're in the ACC championship game and you're the best team, let's do the math. I think you're supposed to win. But either way, you're in the 12-team playoff. Today, you might have had an opportunity, a window of saying, hey, wow, we're already in the 12-team playoff if we take care of business. That's the reality. You played the toughest game on your schedule in week 1. All you got to do now, if you play at this level, I think you win against everybody on your schedule. You beat everyone on your schedule if you play at this level. And especially if you play some of this at Hard Rock Stadium. That should be even better. And this is your worst game of the year. Right? That's the way you should be better as the year goes on. Mark Fletcher will be an even better running back coming back from the injury as the season goes on. That offensive line will gel. It's already really good. It's going to get even better. You saw the stat. The Canes were number 1 last year in college football running the ball up the middle. They had the best average per run last year up the middle. I think they'll be better this year doing that. And they added this Martinez kid. Holy shit, dude. He's patient. He has that Le'Veon Bell stuff. Let's just hope he's not sleeping with, strange hoes so they can rob his dorm. That was a Le'Veon Bell joke if you got it, whatever. Anyway, so, this Martinez kid is special. So you got a line, you got to run. I love how they started. Okay? They started smart. They established the run. They got that thing going, and then Cam did his thing. Let me tell you, I thought the drive towards the end of the first half started a little conservative, and then they got the passes downfield, and they got to go. Because I was like, when are you guys going to open it up a little bit more? But it was good because you left as little, lesser time on the clock for them to end the half, which was absolutely fantastic. There's no doubt. AZ, thank you for the love on the super chat. Says, this just looks different. It feels different. I'm so proud of this team today. Game ball goes to Mario. He built this. Yeah, and, it's a great point that you bring up because Mario built it. There's no doubt about it. And we all heard about it. We all heard about the recruits and all that stuff, but you got to prove it. You got to prove it. And after the first 2 years, he really needed this. And there's no doubt. Let's give Mario also a victory cigar. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So I'm with you, AZ. Thank you. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We get 100% of the donation on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. YouTube takes 30%. That's why we give you that option. And, of course, you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, and we always appreciate it. But, wow, what an absolute awesome performance by the team today, man. A-Rod, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Except for that clueless timeout before Florida scored at the half, Cristobal did a fine job. Yes, he did Cristobal did an excellent job. Excellent job. I have two gripes. And it's not even the timeout. Okay? I have two gripes. One, I would have taken Cam Ward out a little earlier, and I would have brought in the backup and just have him hand off the rest of the game. Your defense was controlling things. Your offensive line and your running game can control this thing. You got three backs that were just, punishing them. I would have taken my chances. I would have taken Cam Ward out a series or two prior to a couple series prior. I would have taken him down. And I don't know why they kept him in too long, to be quite honest. The other one, I had a problem. I got pissed. Only one thing pissed me off in this entire game. Do you know what fucking pissed me off in this entire game? And I'm really sorry because on a day like today, on a night like tonight, it's hard to be negative about anything. But there was one thing that I thought was dumb, really dumb. Why'd you do that stupid trick play with Restrepo? You're killing the Gators. You don't need that trick play. It looked good. Restrepo made a nice throw. You almost completed it, but now you put it on film. You don't use shit like that now. That's stupid coaching. That's moronic coaching. I sat there and I looked at my wife and I go, what the hell is he doing? And she goes, well, they almost got the touchdown. I go, no, that's not the point. The point is you don't do that now. You've got this game in hand. Why would you put that on film, dude? That's the only thing that I can say bothered me about the game. Outside of that, it was a masterpiece. It was beautiful. It was a Halle Berry. Okay? It was just gorgeous. That's all. That's how I'm just going to go. It was gorgeous. But, if I have to nitpick at something, it was like, yo, bro, you usa la cabeza, papa. Come on, let's go. What are you doing? It's like, and it's just, it was useless at that point. Useless. You control the game. There's no reason to do that play. That's the only thing that I disagree. Outside of that, beautiful game. Beautiful game. 53 Kings Drill says there's a video of a man putting a gator in the trash, but the man's face is the U logo, and it's pretty. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure the memes are going crazy right now. The GIFs and all that other crap you guys want to call it. It does feel good, but game ball goes to defense either way. Yeah, that's fine. Defense, O-line, they gave Cam plenty of time The running game was awesome. Coaching overall was good, except for that one really dumb mistake. But outside of that, they made a penalty here, a turnover there, whatever. It was a couple little mistakes. To go on the road with a lot of new guys and a lot of newness, and to be able to do this, that was awesome. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It really was. Let's see, what else do we have? Just impressed that each team only had 2 penalties to piggyback off of what someone else put. Yes. Yeah, it was a pretty clean game. 100% agree. I knew we were going to use that gadget play. No need for that. Yeah, it's just at that point, that was just not a gadget play that you needed. You know what I'm saying? So, Ray Martinez, thank you for you are amazing, my brother. Bitcoin and Ethereum donations. Thank you. Both go Canes. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Damian Pantene, thank you for the love on Cash App. I appreciate that immensely. Sean and I appreciate that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And thank you for the Bitcoin and Ethereum donation. Love that, as always. That's one of those. That's a perpetual donation because it just grows and grows and grows. And thank you. Brian says, just impressed that each team only. Oh, I got that. I'm sorry. I think they wanted to put an exclamation point on this game with that trick play. Yeah, but there was no need for it. O-line, D-line was dominant. You know, Reggie, this is what Mario wanted. He's an O-lineman. He wants to dominate, and if you dominate, I mean, come on, man. You all know this. I'm not educating anybody on this. We all know you dominate the lines, you're going to win the game more often than not. Your corners aren't going to have to run around a ton. If you dominate the line, your receivers will be able to run around a ton. Your running backs will be able to run. Your quarterback will have time. It's a beautiful thing when the lines are working. When the lines are working and you're pressuring the quarterback like they pressured Mertz, they got some sacks. That was nice. You know, all that kind of stuff, whether you pressured them, whether you sacked them, whether you intercepted them. When you are dominating at the line of scrimmage, that makes the game so much easier for your coaches to run whatever they want to run. And you have much more flexibility because and especially if you're winning with your baseline. If you're winning with your base up front, then you've got so many more things you can do with your defense. And that's what we saw today. We saw a team that was in control of both lines of scrimmage. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. I agree with you about the trick play. Just to say it's our biggest weapon on the whole team is that offensive line and the wall of monsters we have. Yeah, big time. On that gadget play, the receiver wanted to get cute with a one-handed catch. Either way, I just didn't want it. It just was a horrible time to use it. There was no need for it, bro. None. You can see the talent on both fronts. I agree. Cam Ward is cooler than the other side of the bed. Shit, Eros. You flip your bed? Damn, bro. That's some strong shit. I just flipped my pillow. Eros Thano, this is a guy you don't want to mess with. Get off the bed, honey. I got to flip it. Boom. Boom. And Eros does it one-handed, by the way. One-handed flip of the bed. So, I mean, that's impressive, Eros. Just want you to know. Props to you, sir. That is awesome. Flip the bed. Holy shit, that guy's impressive. They're having flashbacks from Georgia Tech leading. That's why I see them leaving in. How great would it be to see a 60-40 pass round ratio? Oh, I just want to see wins, my brother. I just want to see competence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want to see a team that knows what the hell they're doing. And I want to see a game where you beat the crap out of a team by running the ball for 270 yards. I want to see another game where Cam Ward throws for 420. I want to see a balanced game like we saw today. Like today was a total of, let me give it to you right now. Okay. Let me give it to you right now, just so I can, let me go to the team stats, because the team stats will give it to me right away, and I can just give it to you. Today was a balanced attack and a balanced domination too at the same time. You had 529 total yards to 261. The passing, one of those days, 385 to 122. Rushing was even, 144 to 139. But next week, I don't need you to pass the ball a ton, right? We talked about this. Next week, you got a weak sister. Next week, you use all your backs and you run the crap out of them and use your tight ends a little bit. And you don't have to. You might use your receivers early in the game and whatever, but more often after you take a lead, it's just run. And I want to see you rush for 400 yards next week. Pass for 200, because you got a weak sister. That's what I want to see, balance. I want to see you didn't penalties today. It was 2 for 26. I want to see that. I don't want to see a lot of turnovers. I don't want to see a lot of stupid mistakes. Things like that. If I see that, again, why should you lose a game the rest of the way? If you can play like this in your first game, I don't know how you lose. If you're going to play smart, penalty, barely any turnovers, you're going to be able to run the ball. Cam Ward was clean, dude. He wasn't running for his life ever. Cool customer too, man. Really love how cool that guy is. Edward Thurston Howe, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, what a great dominant game by the Hurricanes. They have great wide receivers. Amen. Their receivers are better, and Edward, very key, Cam Ward's going to make them better. Okay? A kid that's been in football since they had leather helmets caught a touchdown today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the kind of shit that when you have a great quarterback, okay, and Cam Ward could be a great quarterback at the college level, it's just going to the great leaders lift everyone else up. Whether you're Steve Walsh or whether you're Pat Mahomes, I don't care how it is you do it, but the great quarterbacks, they make everybody better because they can spread the ball around and they make it look easy. And that's what the great quarterbacks do. And he made it look easy. He hit today. You know how many different receivers the dude hit today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 freaking receivers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers with multiple catches. You spread the ball around to 6 receivers. That's pretty good. 6 receivers had multiple catches. 4 others had 1 catch. That's a great quarterback. That's what it's all about. It's beautiful, man. It just absolutely is beautiful. Victory cigar to Cam Ward. Love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. By the way, Indianapolis, we're going to be at the River Pub for the Dolphins Indy game. Just so I know it's a Canes thing, but just so you'll know, we'll be there. It's in Niagara, so we'll be doing that. It's 40 minutes out of Buffalo. So make sure you join us there. Indianapolis. We'll be at the Tavern on South for the Dolphins Indy game. We'll be doing our pre- and post-game show from all these places. Okay? So Seattle, we're going to be at the Cove in Seattle for our Dolphins in Seattle pre- and post. We'll be doing it there. And Los Angeles, we're on the road. And we're also kicking some ass also on the road. So join us in L.A. Dolphins take over there. Solo D is going to be jamming We're going to be at a place called Sharky's, I think is what it's called. So make sure you all join us out there, as always. Anyway, could this be the year where both the Canes and the Finns have awesome seasons? I hope so, man. We need it. We need it on both sides. Canes and Dolphins. We need it badly, I got to say. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Ocala Joe, thank you for the Bitcoin donation. He says, thanks for working OT and solo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for the Bitcoin, my friend. That is very nice of you, as always. You know, I love myself some Bitcoin donations, as always. That is very nice of you. Appreciate it. Reggie Daniels, does that not make you worried about the Dolphins D-line, O-line? We're not talking Dolphins right now. This is all Canes. I just wanted, because our platform, we're traveling to 4 Dolphin road games this year, something that's first for us in our 5th year of this platform. So I just wanted to promote it because a lot of people listen to this platform for all sports. You know, I'm missing, Inter Miami is going on right now, by the way, which is like kind of killing me that I'm not watching Inter Miami. But I'm recording it, so it's fine. I'll live with it. Which, by the way, Dolphins have a great season. Hopefully, Canes have a great season, and Inter Miami could be adding a championship along with what the Panthers did. So, things may be looking up a little bit for us here in South Florida. Overall. Let's see. Anthony A is 420, although it's 754 right now. I don't know. It's not 420, but if maybe it's 420 for you, God bless you, bro. Let's see. What else? Any word on Bain's injury? No, and they're not going to tell us, dude. They're not going to say anything. We'll have Manny on in a little bit, and Manny will tell us what's going on fresh from the locker rooms, and we'll get the latest. Let me give you some stuff that is going on. Canes wise, at least, I could give you some notes, and that way you guys can at least stay updated on some of the stuff going on with the Canes. Let me see. I don't know if I see. Cam Ward said Oregon and USC were louder than the Swamp today. Okay. Adam Lickstein saying that Cam Ward said that. You see, that's what and I think you guys saw it. When he plays, there was zero panic. It was like the game is super slow for his ass. You know what I mean? That's what I saw from Cam Ward, why it was just absolutely awesome. Let's see. The decision to come to Miami for Cam Ward, it was the best decision I made. I want to accomplish a lot in college football. God gave me another shot to do it in Miami. And you heard Jesse Palmer talk about it, that the offensive coordinator told him, hey, listen, man, we're going to get you to change protections, and you're going to be in an offense where you're going to be under center, you're going to be in shotgun, you're going to be moving around, all those kind of things, so you can show more pro-style skills instead of the way they were using you in the past. And you saw that today. Today, he put everything on display. And so now, Cam Ward is also in a long-ass interview process right now. Cam Ward just started his NFL interview process for 2025. So now he's putting his resume together over the next 12, 13, 14 games, whatever the hell the season is, and hopefully they win the national championship. And what he can put together is one hell of a resume, grow his game, grow as a passer, and then, take his draft stock to another level. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, for Cam Ward. He has a lot. What you got is a guy that is motivated for bigger and better things. So that's why he's a smart guy too, on top of all of that. He made a business decision by coming here, and so far, obviously, it's paying off for him. 26 of 35, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, the kid really just looked absolutely fantastic. On dealing with the preseason pressure and expectations, Cam Ward says, I'm not really into the pressure stuff. At the end of the day, football is a game. I'm more hard on myself, And again, he just looks like he is comfortable, man. Mario Cristobal, I really want to thank the Hurricane Nation, the U family, the University of Miami, and anyone who has ever touched it, been a part of it, went to school here, is a fan in the community, around the country. We got to bring this thing tight. Well, Mario, you took one hell of a first step today in erasing everything from the first two seasons. That was the beauty of what went on today. Okay. Let me get you a little Cam Ward action here on the show. Cam Ward addressing the meteors here. Okay. Hold on a second. Here we go with Cam Ward. And
I want to, be the SEC. Just the things that I have to go through personally, recruiting wise, led me all to this moment around a great teammates, around a great coaching staff, and we all just want to win. That was the biggest thing. No one's in it for the stat blues. No one's in it for the self. We got the biggest thing that we want to win, that's win.
That is Cam Ward there, and Adam Lichtenstein, by the way, getting Cam Ward there after the game. That was absolutely awesome, dude. This shows the issues. Oh God, Big O. They said Cristobal said Bain had soft tissue issue, and will be out a week or two. We'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna listen. What's next week? Next week is Florida A&M, then Ball State. Okay, let me Florida A&M, Ball State, and USF. The Canes have 3 bye weeks coming up. 3 bye weeks. Bain can go to Bali. Hang out in Bali for a week if he wants. Seriously. We don't need him to September 27th against Virginia Tech. Don't worry, dude. Seriously. If you need Bain for Florida A&M, Ball State, or USF, then your team isn't very good. And some tells me you already came in with a couple guys short, right? Because Jaden Harris had to step up. Tyler Barron had to step up big time. So, and he did. Because you already were a man short there. So, I mean, not a big deal, dude. It's Florida A&M, Ball State, and USF. There are 3 bye weeks going on. Cam Ward should be able to play in all 3 of those games blindfolded and have a quarterback rating of 187. I don't know if that's mathematically, even, I don't know if you can do it, but he'll be the first guy to do it. Blindfolded. 3 bye weeks. Don't worry about it. Send him a couple massage chicks from Watson, and he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go for Vatek. Let's see. How's the health, Big O? Man, the Lord blessed me with another day. No, I'm good. I'm good. I've lost a bunch of weight, as you can see in my face. It's not as round as it used to be. But I'm good. I'm hanging in there, man. I'm feeling better, and it's better that I'm carrying less weight around. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for asking. Thank you for caring. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Let's see. I'm going to haunt you. Reggie, you'll get blocked like that on this show. You don't last long by being abusive on this show, my brother. So save it for Monday. Don't be an idiot. I'm giving you a nice warning right now. Ask anybody. I'm being really, really nice. So, okay. Let's save it for later. Okay? All right? There was a ska band back in the day. I had a nice little song called Save It for Later. Save it for later. Monday. I'm on it, 10 a.m. I'm working, actually. Okay? Won't be a long show because it's a holiday, but I'm going to work on Monday. Okay? So save it for Monday. Be nice. Okay? Yeah, you're abusive, bro. Look, how many times have you asked the same question? That's abusive. That's abusive for me is being a pain in the ass. So, like, I'm done now, bro. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. So if you continue, you write your own fate on the whole place. So it's up to you, my brother. The good thing about running your own platform and not being part of a corporation is that I don't take shit from anybody, and I don't care. And so I do things my way, and that's it. It's my way or the highway, and it's a beautiful thing. I worked for people for 30 years. I am not working for anybody ever again. So the rules are the rules. You go by them, you go by them. If you don't, you're gone. Let's see. So, always a nice guy until you antagonize him. Exactly. That's it, because there's no reason. By the way, Restrepo having a great game. The Cam McCormick kid is fantastic. The running game today, obviously the top two guys were awesome. But the fact that the line can have success with what's it called? Martinez, Fletcher, and Lyle. Okay? Lyle also didn't have a great average, but you can tell him and AJ Allen, these two guys are going to end up helping them out and get like over the next 3 weeks. Something tells me Lyle and Allen will be getting a few more carries. Like, I wouldn't want to really burn out Fletcher over the next couple of weeks against weaker opponents. I'd rather give them some carries. Obviously, you want to get Fletcher back in a groove after the foot injury, but you don't want to overwork him against these kind of opponents. That's where Jordan Lyle and AJ Allen are probably going to come in handy over the next couple of weeks. And the other thing about these next 3 bye weeks, okay, you're going to get to work on this passing game a little bit, because Restrepo's fine, but now you've seen the tight ends involved. Elijah Arroyo was 4 for 89 today. That's pretty good, man. So you start getting these guys involved, and that's something that Cam Ward has to. I don't think you pass a ton against these guys, but in that first quarter, you're probably going to get some action going on. And then once you get things going, like I told you, there's not going to be a need to really pass a lot against some of these teams. You're going to be able to push them around a lot. Your D-line should be able to dominate Ball State and these kind of teams. You know, that should not be a problem. You should be able to rack up a lot of stats here. But what I like is you've got a running game now. You can actually punch people in the mouth on a consistent basis. And to me, you saw what Michigan, besides stealing signals and stealing plays from people, Michigan was physical up front. And the fact that they could punch you in the mouth at any time, that's what made them what they were last year. You know what I'm saying? So that's the impressive part. And I just hope that, I mean, I expect it already at this point that the running game is going to end up dominating. Canes from LA now looking forward to flying to Miami in October for Miami FSU. Well, Steven, you're going to enjoy yourself one hell of a game. Let's see what else. Big O, that Martinez kid is a load to deal with. Yes. I mean, he is an absolute monster. He's impressive. Let me give you some more Cane stuff coming from the locker room. Give you guys a little insight. Let's see what we got. Not seeing anything real earth-shattering right now. Jalen Rivers says, I'm just glad to say we beat Florida, which, yeah, You don't play Florida a lot. And if you're in one of those classes where you get to play Florida and that's on your resume as a Cane, that's a sweet thing because, Florida does. And they were talking about getting together after this and talking about getting a future series. This isn't going to help. Florida will probably push it back a little bit because they might be switching coaches down the line because, Miami might have gotten this guy fired. I don't know, but the Canes might have gotten my man fired. Jalen Rivers, we know we have a quarterback who's going to find our receivers. We better block for him. And when you have a passer, just block for the guy. That's all you got to do, dude. If you got a passer, block for the guy. Give him an opportunity. All right, we promised you that Manny Navarro would be joining us. Talk a little Canes post-game. Let's get this thing going. Here we are. And here we are.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, but I'm managing this by myself. How you feeling, brother?
Hot, brother. They had no AC in the post game interview room, so we're all sweaty. I was nice and comfortable. It was breezy upstairs. The game was a breeze, but now I'm all sweaty at the end of the game. Go figure.
Awesome. Hey, by the way, you nailed it. You said they would win 2 scores or more, and they absolutely did that. So kudos to you on that one because because I see these idiots on social media. I'm not following or reading anything, Manny. That guy hates the Canes and this, that. And I'm like,
right.
The fucking guy picked them to win by 2 scores. What are you talking about, you moron? Like, I wanted to rip the guy I saw. I don't know who he is or whatever.
Right.
And, yo, bro, did you listen to our show? Like, he's on twice a week with us. Like, the guy said, he's been telling you they're cooking. They're cooking from everything he's hearing. And Cam Ward and the boys cooked today, bro.
They really did.
Wow.
It really did. And just for the people who think I'm a Florida State fan, because I picked them to win the ACC last year, I was right about that. I'm also right about the fact that I think I'm going to be right that Miami's going to win the ACC this year. So I call it as I see it, brother. That's the way I carry myself. But listen.
That's how most of us carry ourselves.
Right.
Whether we like it or not, dude, we're going to call it like we see it, bro. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And kudos to Mario because at times his teams looked unprepared. His teams made mistakes. The coaches made mistakes. Today was a day where there were very few. Of course, there's going to be a couple little mistakes here or there. It's 4 quarters of football. But considering 4 quarters of football, it was practically perfect football. Really, seriously.
It really was. When you think of there's a handful of bad plays in this game, the Ward interception, which, even he basically said post-game, yeah, it was my mistake. I shouldn't have thrown it. I kind of forced it. And then the 74 or 71-yard touchdown run where both Wesley Besaint and Jaden Harris, the safety, made bad sort of reads on the play and allowed the runner to get around the edge and score. But outside of that and a missed field goal by Borregales, there really wasn't a lot wrong in this game. They protected Cam ridiculously. I mean, Florida was nowhere near him the entire game. There were times that I thought he looked bored because of how much time he had to throw the football. And, everybody played well. I mean, there was really nobody I thought that had a bad game today. Maybe bad moments, but everybody looked prepared, and they beat an SEC school by 24 points on the road. If that doesn't tell you something different is going on in Coral Gables, I don't know what will.
Dude, you go look at the schedule. That you just played the toughest game on your schedule, the toughest atmosphere on your schedule. Jesse Palmer kept waiting for Cam Ward to fold, and Cam Ward after the game saying, nah, they were louder. I forgot what games he said.
Yes, in Washington. He says the Pac-12 is louder. He said practice was louder when they had the speakers turned up.
But see, the problem see, here's your problem you have with Cam Ward out there and not understanding what he's talking about. He's basically telling you, dude, I don't give a fuck about the crowd. That's not these kind of players, you know. You think Steve Walsh was worried about the crowd, or Ken Dorsey was worried about the crowd, or these kind of guys, they feed off of that shit. They want, that's how the Canes used to do it. They wanted to go to Texas and shoot you out. They wanted to go to Michigan and come back down from 2 scores and come back and win 31-30. And they wanted to beat FSU 26-25 or 31-0 on opening night or whatever the hell it was. This is what the Canes used to be. There's kind of like they were cool customers in the biggest moments. You know what I mean? And to me, that's what Cam Ward showed me. Cam Ward doesn't – that's shit that you and I talk about and fans talk about. A guy like that, he doesn't care, bro. He doesn't care.
And I think it totally rubbed off on his teammates, if we're being honest. I think that kind of attitude when you're leader and you're quarterback, I don't know. I even talked to Cam as he was walking out of the press conference. I'm like, dude, you made it look so easy. It looked effortless in terms of even just running through the Gators secondary and stepping out of bounds softly. And when you carry yourself like that, like, hey, yes, there's 90,000 people screaming at us, but we really don't give a damn. I think it rubs off on your teammates, and they see, hey, this is a quarterback who's completely in control, completely confident, and that spills over to your teammates. And that's the number one thing I've been saying. People are like, why do you have faith in Miami this year? 2 things. Offensive and defensive line, they're real, and the quarterback. The quarterback is a legitimate leader, and to me, when you have that, you have a chance to be special.
By the way, I only had one moment where I said, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And that was the trick play.
Oh, yeah. They were just trying to add salt to the wound there, brother.
Yeah, but here's my problem with that trick play. Why did you put that on film, bro? Well, you did not need it at that moment. The game was over. You were dominating, bro. That's the only thing that tactically I thought it was poor coaching to give the rest of your schedule and bowl game that play. You should have saved something like real, because you know why? Restrepo threw a hell of a pass, dude. It was there. You know, it was like it looked good. That's why if it was a disaster of a, well, thank God, don't ever run that shit ever again. No, man, that play looked good, bro.
It was really good. It was really good. But I think there's probably more tentacles to that play, especially with how many guys are running on emotion. So my guess is they showed that so teams prepare for one side of that trick play, and maybe there's something coming on the backside of that that's different, or you know, just to give some teams something else to think about. But I agree. I don't know why you would bring it out up 4 scores as they did.
I still would have saved it for a moment that I actually needed it, and then I'll play off of that down the line. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like,
you
know, it was like, oh, come on, bro. That's the only thing. The Martinez kid is for real.
He's a tough runner, isn't he? He's a tough SOB, brother.
Wow.
Yeah. 65 yards, 15 carries. And really, I thought he set the tone on the opening drive with some of those tough runs right away, just barreling over guys, falling forward. I thought Mark Fletcher played well too. I mean, you know, he had that nice 10-yard touchdown run. He jumped, went up an elevator to score the second touchdown. They can run the football. I mean, 33 carries for 144 yards is only a 4.4 average. But I also think they were running very simplistic stuff, you know, and probably saved some of the better plays.
And for Fletcher, it's a glass ceiling thing. It's like, hey, get this first game over with, and you know, you get confidence on your foot in a game-like situation, a tough situation, by the way, because my God, you have 3 bye weeks coming up. I was just talking about that. The next 3 weeks are a joke, actually. You know what I'm saying? So you know, get yourself feeling better. You'll get to play a lot of backups over the next couple of weeks, so you should be able to blow all these teams out completely. None of these teams should be able to hang with you right now. But man, and as somebody's pointing, Bernardo Joseph, let me give you a little love since you put it on the chat board. The recruits, the transfers, dude, they all came. Wow, like talk about like nailing it over and over and over again.
100%, and like a lot of guys that, you know, were interested in Miami, committed elsewhere, that came here to watch the game. that Florida was pursuing. I'm sure they had to have had really big impressions on those guys in the 2026 class. When you pound your opponent this way, and the reality is, my column tomorrow, Canes fans are going to want to read me writing about the Canes. They're going to have to wait till Sunday for that, because I'm writing about Billy Napier, because he's the guy who's in most trouble here. After that loss, I mean, he's got a $26 million buyout if he gets fired before December 1st. Florida has to seriously consider it, because I don't see this program any better than it was, and so it was pretty disastrous for the Gators. Miami, obviously awesome performance, but in terms of meaningful, I think this was much more hurtful for Florida than anything else.
No, yeah, but the best part for the Canes, and you got now Florida A&M, you got Ball State, you got USF. You're going to take Virginia Tech on at Hard Rock, Cal and Berkeley. But I mean, come on, man, you should be able to handle Cal. Louisville, that's not going to be easy. Florida State's at Hard Rock. They didn't. I don't buy ukulele. I'm sorry.
Right.
Duke is at Hard Rock. Georgia Tech. Something tells me they're going to want a little revenge there. Wake Forest, please give me a break. And then Syracuse at Syracuse. You should win, but they're half decent, whatever. But you talk about a schedule that just, the Canes in one game, you could say, might just have made the 12-team playoff. Because if you play like this, there's no reason you should almost run the table for the rest of the way.
There's no question, Owen. And I picked them to win the ACC for a reason, because I knew on paper, this team, the way it's built with Cam Ward, it's a legitimate contender. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the national championship. I think Georgia is still on another level compared to a lot of the teams. I think Ohio State, talent-wise, deeper team. You lost Ruben Bain today, soft tissue injury. You lost Damari Brown, soft tissue injury. I assume those guys probably won't be back till Virginia Tech, just because you give them the extra rest, let them get healthy. But the point is, you're going to need health. And so playing with your depth, letting freshmen play, letting a lot of those younger guys who haven't gotten snaps to play over the next few weeks is super important. And remember, this is a 16-week season now to win a championship. It's no longer 12 or 13 games. It's 16 games because of how long the playoff is. So I think Miami has to start thinking that way. We're the favorite to win the ACC. We've got to play like it and take care of our guys so that when we get in the playoffs, we can actually do something.
Tyler Barron, bro.
He's legit, brother, isn't he? He looked good, didn't he?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The guys that they brought, I mean, a lot of them just came through for them, man. That was huge. That was incredibly impressive. You tell me now, outside of those injuries, anything else kind of serious?
No, I mean, Mario at least told us that it wasn't serious, that it, again, soft tissue injury. I know Ryan Rodriguez, who started at left guard today, that was the one surprise to me with the starting lineup. I thought for sure it would be Matthew McCoy. It ended up being a shared starting job. Essentially, they alternated series, which is good. You need depth, right? And I think that's what Mario's trying to do here, is build depth a little bit in case there are injuries. But anyway, besides that, Ryan Rodriguez, probably an ankle injury. Mario said he was standing up in the locker room. Didn't seem serious to him. So probably won't play next week. I wouldn't suspect any of those guys will play next week against, was it FAMU, right? Who they play next week? And then the following week against Ball State, you could probably take that week off as well. So they'll have time to heal and play some younger guys.
Florida A&M, Ball State, and USF. Come on, bro. That's 3 bye weeks there, basically. By the way, a first for you. I mean, this is big for you, bro. You covered a player that's in college, has an AARP card, and catches a touchdown. I mean, have you? Come on, seriously. He, from what I hear, he's got 4 degrees. He's got a master, and
speaks Japanese too.
I heard he's the oldest surgeon in the hospital there at the Canes, because he's been there so long. He graduated. He's been healing people for years now. So that's a first for you, bro. Strong.
Hey, brother, how about the tight ends today, huh? You had 4 catches for 89 yards for Elijah Arroyo, 2 catches, 38 yards, Elijah Lofton, and McCormick with the 9-yard touchdown catch. So good for those guys. 7 catches today after basically being invisible all of last year.
And by the way, Restrepo.
Oh, he played like a beast.
That yak play for 40 yards, that was
great spin move.
Killer. He's a killer. It's an absolute killer. By the way, I think I had the line of the night. Okay.
What'd you say?
Well, I mean, Trump hired the wrong people If he wanted to drain the swamp, he had to hire the Canes.
There you go. I love it. That was the line of the night, brother. I love it.
All right, bro. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. What do you got going in the Athletics so they can go out in our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report?
There'll be a Gators column tomorrow on Billy Napier for sure. Well, tonight actually, because I got to file that in the next half hour. And then there's going to be a Canes story Sunday on Cam Ward and just what a great night it was for him and the Canes in general.
Yeah, no, it was an absolutely amazing one. Manny, as always, appreciate you, my brother. We will catch up on Tuesday. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep. See you Tuesday, bro.
You got it, man. There you go.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right, we are back, and we thank Manny Navarro. As always, don't forget Welton Realm, a proud sponsor of our program, 954-966-4646. Unfortunately, a lot of folks around the country dealing with bankruptcy, and some of our listeners have called Welton Realm. Nothing to be ashamed about. It's happening. They can get you out of that issue. Condo damage, business owner claims, commercial litigation, it's storm season, or even if it's a busted pipe in a townhome or a condo, and maybe it was the neighbor and a busted pipe and you've got water damage, don't ever call the insurance companies. You call Welton Realm first. Jeff and Dan will then send their adjusters, and then they will call the insurance company for you. They will fight for you. They will be, you know what the UM offensive line did for Cam in the running game today? It's exactly what they're going to do for you. 954-966-4646. Zachary says, just looking at this from one game, the U has to be the ACC championship favorite. Zachary, I don't know how anybody could argue with that. They played a hell of a game in a moment that they needed to play their best football because this was the toughest game of the year. On the road, 90,000. They're not going to deal with anything like this the rest of the year. Most of their tough games that are left, they're at home. They're at Hard Rock. I'm with you, man. They today, I think they put themselves in the playoffs, and there's no doubt they should be in the ACC championship game. And right now, so like you're saying, they should be the favorites. They look better than Clemson and Florida State. Last time I checked, that's Miami looks better than Florida State and Clemson. You beat, if Clemson can get there to the championship game, we'll see. I don't know. Clemson got dominated, dude. And I know Georgia's really, really good. I actually thought Cam pulled a hamstring on that first quarter run. He looked like he was running in slow-mo. Nah, it's just he's not in a hurry. I love it. The guy is like super cool, man. Cam Ward is, you can tell, experienced. Super cool. Georgia Tech and FSU might be the only other teams on the schedule that scare me. Georgia Tech doesn't scare me if this is the Canes, Zachary, not the last years or the years before. This doesn't look like anything we've seen the last 2 years. Okay? Everybody scared me from the last 2 years. There wasn't a team that I ever felt confident, no matter how bad they were. I don't care if it was Middle Tennessee State. I don't care if they were playing Mississippi Valley State East University Tech. I was nervous the last couple of years. Now, if you can play like this in Florida, no, dude, you should spank Georgia Tech. You should beat them. I disagree. You can't play like this and then lay an egg against Georgia Tech. This is not the same talent. So, no, I expect them to beat Georgia Tech. FSU is FSU. That's a rivalry game. You just never, even though I don't trust you, I don't know if Ukulele will still be starting by the time that game gets here, but I don't buy Ukulele. I don't know about you guys, but I don't buy him. I think Shedeur Sanders is the front runner for the Heisman. Hey, brother, can disagree with Shedeur. The Tennessee kid put on a show today. Cam Ward. So hard to argue with Shedeur Sanders. He is a baller. Absolute baller. 205 people in the chat. Let's get those likes up. That's right, Jay. You tell them. Get those likes up. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. As always, thank you. And Stephen M., a little Bitcoin. Thank you, sir. He says, waited 20 years for a game like today. Thank you, sir, for the Bitcoin donation. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which those are my favorite kind of donations, the Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. As always, let me give you right now a little rundown. Let me give you the scoreboard going on in college football. Might as well give you everything. Now that the Canes are a ranked team, man, it's so nice that I can go to ESPN and hit college scores, and then I don't have to hit the stupid little graphic to go to ACC. Pain in the ass. I'm a Canes fan. I'm supposed to get it on the first page in the top 25. Now I don't have to go to the other pages anymore. Okay? So number 5, Alabama is leading Western Kentucky 28-0, 4:07 left in the second. Number 6, Ole Miss over Furman right now, 45-0, 2:32 left in the second. Halftime, number 18, K-State leading UT Martin 17-3. Oregon, number 3, Oregon, that is, over Idaho 7-0, 10:24 in the second. Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Texas A&M is number 20. Notre Dame is number 7. They're tied at 3 with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Second quarter, 10:58 left. Number 9, Michigan leading Fresno State 7-0. Later on tonight at 10:30, it's number 21, Arizona, taking on New Mexico. Already finals. Number 1, Georgia pounded Clemson. Hey, Dabo, how's the no NIL thing going for you now, buddy? Huh? That guy said some ignorant shit over the last couple of years. Anyway, number 1, Georgia pounds number 14, Clemson, 34-3, and Dabo's dumbass. Number 2, Ohio State, 52, Akron, 6. Number 4, Texas, 52, Colorado, nothing. Number 8, Penn State, 34, West Virginia, 12. Number 15, Tennessee, 69, Chattanooga, 3. Number 17, Oklahoma State, 44. Come after me. I'm a man. I'm over 50 now. 44-20 over South Dakota State. And number 25, Iowa beat Illinois State 40-0. That is your top 25 scoreboard. I don't care about those other scoreboards. I'm not worried about the ACC teams that are not ranked anymore. We have left them behind, the dregs of the college football society. We've left them. We've kicked them aside. Get out of here. Get out. You don't have a ranking? Get out of my face. I'm happy. I'm in the first page of the scoreboard now. It's a load off. It's a load off of my, it's just things that I have enough stress in life. I have to now go find the ACC page too? No. Keep me in the top 25. 1-0, step-by-step, long season. Today was a great win. Tomorrow we get ready for the Rattlers. Yeah, well, Adrian, did you type that with a serious face? Did you say we get ready for the Rattlers with a serious face? Was there a smirk? Get ready for the Rattlers. Was it a laugh like that? How was the typing? We're going to piss O off. We get ready for the Rattlers. What was the emotion behind we get ready for the Rattlers? What was the intention? Humor? Trolling? Naivete? Talk to me. Let's see. Kurt Warner's son plays QB, and Sean Taylor's brother plays safety for Rice University. They're getting beat by Sam Houston University right now. Genetics means that. Well, you know that's God's child. The worst thing is being the son of a great player. There's a 99% chance you will fail. You know what I'm saying? Why? Why am I going to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's kid and play basketball? Why? It's like Steffi Graf and Andre Agassi have kids. None of them play tennis. Best thing they did. Why? It's just a Griffey Jr., Griffey Sr. thing. It's so rare that happens. And more often than not, those kids fail, unfortunately. Dude, you're the son of Warren Buffett. You're screwed. You'll inherit a bunch of money, but nobody will look at you like your dad. You're toast, dude. You're absolute toast. So you're like better off going in like a completely different direction. The Mannings, that's worked out, right? But it's so rare. It's so rare. And the Mannings has worked out over and over and over again. Because the kid looks like he's going to be pretty damn good too. So we'll see, but that's freakish. You know what I'm saying? But more often than not, God, you're Highsmith, you're whatever. You never Jordan, you name it, Ted Williams, Pete Rose. It just, all the kids, they all fail. Most of them just fail. It's tough, man. It's really, really tough to live up to that shadow. It just stands over you, and it's brutal. Big O, even the game was in hand. I still got PTSD when Mario didn't kneel the ball during the closing seconds of the game. It was too much of a large lead, Tyon. I mean, they look good, man. They look competent today. They weren't making all the stupid mistakes. Players look professional, and they are now, right? They get paid. But, I mean, they knew what they were doing. They weren't out of place. They weren't making mistakes. They weren't avoiding tackles. Jesus Christ, we had a guy that chose not to tackle somebody on the field last year. Like, he chose to go in another direction. Some of the stuff that we have watched here during the Manny Diaz era and the first 2 years of Mario Cristobal, it's stuff that incompetence that we've never witnessed before. Today, they looked in charge, dude. It was fantastic. Give me 1 second here.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we're back. Thank you. Had to clear my throat there. Sorry. The only family I know that cranked out great players one generation were the Clays. Yeah. But it's hard, man. It's just hard. It's hard. The Mannings are the other one too that have done that. It's hard, and it's brutal. And I feel bad for all those kids because most of them end up failing. They never live up to it. Did any of Will Chamberlain's 21 sons pan out in the NBA? No. The soft tissue, Juan Manuel, hammy or not or whatever, bro, they don't need him for 4 weeks till Virginia Tech. So don't even be concerned about it. You know, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. They're going to give those guys a month off. There's no hurry for those guys. And this will give your backup some time to play more and help you out in the process and get some experience, which I think is an absolutely important thing. Okay. So good stuff there. What else do we have here? Don't forget, folks, our friends at Acura of Pembroke Pines, a proud sponsor of our program, and you can get electrified. They've got the ZDX going on right now, and the lease feature right now, 0.9% financing, which is an absolutely crazy number, 0.9% financing, but it's up to 72 months. $479 a month for all approved leases. Now, if you're an Acura customer already and you can get the Conquest or Loyalty, you can get it for $369, which is just ridiculous. The RDX 2024, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And the 2025 Integra, you can get it for $349 a month right now. Immediate delivery. They've got them in stock. So check it out at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. We beat Texas A&M last year on the road and ended with 6 wins, but the talent now has arrived, so no excuses. And the performance today gives you the confidence that they can actually get it done. Because now it looks like you've got the quarterback. It looks like you've got the coordinators in place. Mario looks like he's got his players and his culture. Doesn't look like you got a bunch of whiners, a bunch of guys. Remember how some of these games where you were losing, remember that idiot that was like dancing on the sidelines and you were like losing to like a bad team and all that? And you're like, what the hell is going on with this team? No more stupid turnover chain celebrations and all that. Just cut all that shit out. Play the game. Be professional, and go out there and get it done. And it is beautiful, bro. It is beautiful. No buffoonery. Just get it done. And so Mario, you could tell, has his kind of players, tough guys, character people like him. That's what Mario's looking. That's what he and his staff are recruiting. He's looking for guys he played the damn game. He played in the worst position on the line. If you play in the O or the D line, you're a tough guy. You're a tough son bitch. Okay? Mario knows what it takes to play this game. He can look at each of these kids in the eye and he can see them and say, okay, this guy's got it or this guy doesn't have it. You know that. You and I know that. I'm not breaking any news here. I'm not shedding any light on anything that you guys don't know. So there must be, you saw a level of toughness to go up there with a bunch of new guys, especially your quarterback. All right. And then to go out there and dominate Florida in that environment. The vision that Mario had, it took him to his 3rd year. And it looks like now in his 3rd year, he has what, he didn't inherit a loaded program. And he didn't inherit a program that had his kind of players. So he had to weed those kind of players out. And now there's little to no players left from that regime in the past. So now he's got his kind of guys with his kind of tude. Tough guys. So that's what Mario is. He's a tough guy. Nobody's ever going to question his toughness. The only thing we all questioned was, yo, bro, what's going on game day? Your team's kind of a mess. Well, no mess now. 41-17. That's one hell of a performance. To go up there and drain the swamp, that's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's also phenomenal, the support you guys give us on the platform every single day. We will be back. It's a holiday, but I'll be here on Monday morning at 10 a.m. to rock out. I appreciate all of you out there. If you sent in a super chat, thank you. You can listen to any of our shows. If you listen to the post game later on, you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. You can also support our show by going to our merchandise shop. We got shirts and hats there. You can use that QR code right there for our merchandise shop. It is bigoradioshow.myshopify.com. So, or use the QR code. It's also in our Instagram page. It's also on our Twitter page too. So plenty of places, shirts and hats, great way to support our platform. And we appreciate all of you out there. We will see you on Monday, 10 a.m., same time, same place, same bat channel. Go you.
This is the Big O Show. This is the